Welcome back, guys. This is part five, and in this episode, we're working on the camera work. And what I mean is, you can see that Fortnite Festival has this 2D image layered on top of this 3D world, and they have the ability to control the 3D view while still maintaining the position of the 2D widget. So this is what I mean. So you can see they can change the background view, which means they're traveling around this 3D world that they built. Here's my solution that's working. You can see that once I press this, I can move around while the game is playing. Right, so here's the gameplay. I was in simulate mode. First things first, I'ma say all the words inside my head. Okay, cool. That works. Now I'm gonna explain it. First of all, there's two ways of doing this. We can use a scene capture component. And as many people know, it's not very performant. The second way we can do it is we can work with materials, which is a bit more advanced, but I'm going to show both ways. I'm going to start with the scene capture component because the scene capture component, although it's not that performant, it may be useful for 2D games, right? If you're just making like a simple game that doesn't have a lot of things going on in the background. If you are new here, remember, I'm using this plugin, Media Engine Rhythm Tools. Anyway, so here's how it works. First of all, we create a render target, right? Which does what it sounds like. It's a target for rendering, right? So this render target is going to be used by the scene capture component. So what we do is we add a scene capture component right here, right? And then we target it to our node highway, and then we choose that render target we created. So this is how it works. The scene capture component captures the scene, and then it writes that data to a render target, right? Think of this as a PNG, right? For now, think of this as a PNG or a JPEG. So it takes screenshots every frame, right? And then it writes it to this. So the way it works is after it writes that data to this file, we then take that texture, right? That image, we feed it into this material, okay? We do this fancy 1- into the opacity mask. So this is a UI user interface material. And then we're going to take this material and then feed that into our UMG widget. So here's the UMG widget right here. And here's the image in question. Because now this is just an image. That's our PNG, but it's getting updated live since it's a render target, right? So you see here, we've selected that material that contains our render target. So yeah, this is how it works. And then we take this UMG widget, we add this UMG widget to the viewport. That's basically how this entire thing works. So scene capture into the render target through material into the UMG widget, take that UMG widget, we add that UMG widget to the scene. We get this 2D image that is now easier to lay over our 3D world because you know that UMG widgets are always on top of the 3D world. So, which is very convenient for us. So, one thing that's convenient about this method again is that you can like design your UI around this image. So you can see I placed the score here, but I can move it around quite easily and it always appear in this position. Or the controls that Fortnite Festival have, like you can see they have their controls right here. So they're positioned nicely in the same way as Fortnite Festival has did. And yeah, that's the advantages of this method, right? It's easier to implement and it's easier to control like the placement of UI around our gameplay node highway, basically. So to set it up, the other settings is after you add this, right, you select your render target. And then to maximize performance, just go ahead and disable anything that you feel like you won't need here, right? Just disable everything. And then you have to tell this render target or this camera. So think of this as a camera and then tell it, hey, I only want you to render the things in this actor, right? So by calling this function, show only actor components, you're saying, hey, show only the actor components from this actor. ignore everything else and only show these, right? So this function will go through all of these actors, and then it will add, these components, and then it will add them to the list of this scene capture component rendering list, right? And then maybe when you are spawning something that should be shown in the scene capture component, for example, you know that we are spawning the rhythm actor, you can call the function show only actor components again, and then add that actor, like the rhythm actor, so that it shows up. That's basically it. It's as simple as that. It would work mostly for like if you're making like a strictly 2D game, but you can see that for Fortnite Festival we have a lot going on. For example, I'm going to add somebody who's playing the piano here, somebody's playing the drums. That's a lot of performance needed, so your code needs to be as performant as possible. So that's why I don't think like render targets and scene captures are good for this specifically, but if you're in a pickle, this will work. Okay, so probably in the next episode I'll cover alternative method, so you can choose between the two when you're designing your game, because this is like, I'm just showing you how things are probably done in different kind of rhythm games, and you can choose depending on your game. You're not going to be making Fortnite Festival, you're going to be making maybe something similar, so you don't really need, it depends on your game. So